yes, you are talking to the new Lex Luthor. But no, jokes aside, I just thought I'd do a post because I've got my occupational health for the second time meeting tomorrow. So just going to go over some of the sort of stuff she gave me to go back with, which was just sort of filling in diaries, which I did on my phone. So I'm going to port that over to the paperwork tonight so I can bring that in tomorrow. But it was sort of just a bit of a log really in terms of what I'm doing with the walking, and making sure I'm taking sort of breaks and pacing and all the rest of it. And generally I've been quite good with that. And unfortunately, which a lot of people with fibromyalgia will know, even when you are pacing and you feel like you're doing a lot of the right stuff, today and yesterday was a bit of a sort of crap day really, symptoms wise. I woke up with a pounding headache, which I don't tend to get since being on the amitriptyline. It does really help with the headaches. I used to get a lot before the whole fibro days anyway, but fibromyalgia days. But regardless, yeah, I woke up with a throbbing headache, drank 3 gallons of orange juice, which maybe wasn't quite enough. But yeah, no, I had a lot of orange juice and that did help. Painkillers, CBD tablets, the usual sort of stuff I would take when I'm feeling worse. And that did sort of go away. I did manage to do the morning walk, which I normally do around sort of 8:30 in the morning. So I did get out with Toby in the morning and do that, but the sort of headache was sort of building from when I woke really. But luckily it went away mid-morning, and I just sort of rested up, did the usual sort of stuff that I do, which is just look up things of interest and keeping the mind busy as much as possible, and then obviously thinking about tomorrow. Hydrotherapy is a big thing I want to bring up, because I've heard and I've spoke to other people with my condition, and I know it's meant to be beneficial for joints and stuff, and I'll put that in a post I did earlier. So yeah, I'm going to mention that, really getting that sort of booked if I can through her, because when I went to see the specialist, I think he actually mentioned that. I can't really remember because that was really annoying. That was a very blurry meeting. I wish I'd done like a sound recorder on it, because though I mean I don't know if I'm seeing him again or what have you, but yeah, that particular day was a bit of a blur. It's really weird, this fibro fucking fog stuff. It's sort of on days like that it makes you feel like you're drunk almost, because you're sort of I was difficult speaking, dry mouth, and I had a sort of symptom flare up at the time. And you just sort of forget half the things you want to say, and that's why I went in with a list, and I do recommend doing that when you're going to see specialists or doctors, what have you. Type something up beforehand on a day that you're actually feeling more with it, because when you do go out and do this, you tend to forget, and most people do when you get into the doctors. You go there with a sort of list of things you want to mention and symptoms and stuff, and then you end up going, oh crap, I forgot to mention such and such. So I do recommend doing a list. But yeah, got the meeting tomorrow, so I'll mention hydrotherapy, update really on my diary thing, but that's nothing there really, apart from I introduced the 3rd walk on a lot of the days, and you've been seeing those posts. I haven't been able to do those the last couple of days because my energy levels, as I say, have been reduced, though I mean sort of movement wise have been pretty good. And that might be the reason for a bit of a spike, but to be honest, it's a bit all over the place at the moment. I was just worrying what that beep was then, because I did do this record. I started doing this recording, and then the camera just cut out randomly, even though the battery said it had like 400 minutes left. So just a bit paranoid it's going to cut off. Don't want to really have to try and do this again. But yeah, I just thought I'd do this post as Lex Luthor, as you see. I'm going more streamlined with the lack of hair. But yeah, see how tomorrow goes. I have no doubt it's going to be sort of more focusing on the good things, and that's important. But positivity is very powerful, and I get that. You don't want to sort of dwell on stuff. What is that beeping? That's pissing me off. Yeah, it's lost the plot now. Yeah, just a random update. I'll update you all with how tomorrow goes, and see if anything interesting comes to the table. So speak to you later.